Those myths sure were something else, right? Doesn't a party just go, how did these even get here? Well, these blind spots provide a really good roadmap to see how those myths happen. First of all, a lot of the ideas about what we are taught it means for a real man to be strong and to be successful has to do with collecting resources. In these days, in a very capitalist system, that is about collecting financial resources. And a lot of times the messages that we get about this is however much spending power you have, is how successful and how strong you are. At the end of the day, all that does is turn us into consumers. We get into debt and we get stuck continuing to line the pockets of executives who plan the whole thing. Second, we're told that we should avoid women's work. You go into any kindergarten, first grade class, ask all the little boys what they want to be when they grow up. You're going to hear doctor, lawyer, construction worker. You're going to hear very high power, high influence, high dollar type jobs. This is very common, high risk. We're told that we should avoid women's work, which a lot of times we're told as little boys and taught to believe means low influence, low power, low spending ability, having more to do with creativity, nurturing, and collaborative work and collaborative experiences. At the end of the day, there are a lot of little boys, young men, who would be great at more creative or nurturing tasks. Heck, there were no little boys growing up where I was that said, I want to be a therapist when I grow up, right? Now, another one of these is being independent. We are told that this is the be-all, end-all, because when it gets to the end of the day and we got the pot, we want to be able to collect it all for ourselves. The idea of collaboration does not go over very well in traditional manhood. Take control, be able to do it yourself. And at the end of the day, what we're left with as a result of that is social isolation. One of the leading causes of chronic health conditions like obesity, compulsive eating and addiction, all kinds of stuff has to do with isolation. Last, we're going to be talking with you a little bit about emotional restriction. This is like stoicism on steroids. Now, there is a time and a place for stoicism. In the battlefield, and when you're in active engagement with somebody, it's probably not a good idea to show your weaknesses. However, we also evolved as dynamic social creatures who hunted as a pack. And the more that we know what's going on with our team and can work dynamically with them to make sure we know when they need us and they know when we need them, the more we can hunt as a pack and do so successfully. And when we get really focused on emotional restriction, other people can't read us, they can't know where we stand, and we get cut off from learning how to share integrity and share purpose with others through meaningful connections.